Alright, we should be live here. Just let me know how the audio sounds in the chat. So this is, if you're joining for the first time tonight, this is week 4 of season 14. We've got Ghostboosters and Tears. As we'll see, 2 of the more storied franchises in Tag Pro. But for right now, they are the #1 seeds in their respective conferences. Again, coming together for the first time this season, as the matchups this week, and I think for the rest of the season, are going to be fluid and determined by the seeding in the conferences. So, and this is the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference taking on the #1 seed in the Western Conference. We saw the 2 seeds play just a little while ago, with Center of Attention coming away with the sweep. And yeah, it was pretty good games. We saw Cedar have much more of a close matchup, and Cash was a bit of a runaway for Center of Attention. So we'll see what these teams can do. We've got Ghostboosters coming in at 5-1, I believe. Let me just double check that though. Ghostboosters at 5-1 with, yes, the that's weird. Did I have that wrong? Oh, yeah. Okay. The standings are already updated to reflect the Center of Attention sweep, so on Tech Pro League. Tears was #1, coming in at 4-1, 0-1, with 1 overtime win. I'm taking a look at some of the notes here. You can see the throwback MLTP logo there. Pretty thankful that's changed. But you see on the Ghostboosters side there, Protag leading the offense for Ghostboosters. He's had rotating partner so far this season, with Balloon and Aaron splitting time as the second offender. But Protag carrying the weight, doing his part, coming in with second in caps in the league at 28, and second in holds with 1793 seconds of hold. Both of those trailing just behind Mr. Hat on a Blockwork Orange. On the defensive side for Ghostboosters, you've got Shara and CB13, who will be playing under the name and the Fed. And they have, the team has allowed the second fewest caps in the league at 34. That is also trailing a Blockwork Orange for the best in the league. So both sides of Ghostboosters definitely doing their part to get them where they are so far. On the other side, from the Western Conference Tiers, you've got defensive pairing of Yank and Big Bird. This is their 3rd consecutive season. Since season 11, they have been a pair on defense, and all 3 seasons have been on Tiers. So they have definitely had a lot of time to really figure each other's games out, learn how to best complement each other, and definitely look for them tonight to kind of be that that stalwart defense that Tears has kind of come to know the past few seasons. And then on the offensive side, you've got Spjork playing as CCGA's mom, coming in with a 9.06 OGASP. And Spjork always a really consistent offender. I think at one point last season he had switched to defense. Yeah, that he definitely did with Bamboozler, but making a name for himself, I believe, in the Season 10 Super Bowl. And ever since then, he's been really consistent on offense. Alright, so I mentioned it a bit earlier, both of these teams having pretty long history in the league, and there's definitely a reason for the throwback tag pro tonight. We've got two of the league's oldest teams coming together, which is pretty rare given that they're almost always on the opposite conferences. But you've got both teams coming to the league in Season 5, and ever since then they've more frequently than not been the team in the league. On the Ghostboosters side, you've got this being their 7th MLTP season, and one of the few teams to repeat as champions. I believe, just off the top of my head, it would be Skills That Kills and Boost and Dynamo are the only teams I can think of that have repeated as Super Bowl champions. And for the Ghostboosters, you've got Protagonist, as he was called before, making his debut for Ghostbusters back in Season 8. He had split time between minors and majors, mostly minors, but had gotten some, I think like 20 or so minutes in majors. Of course, most people now know him as Protag, and definitely made a name for himself as one of the premier offenders in the league. And then on the tier side, also coming to the league in Season 5, and they, as a franchise, they have the most seasons overall in the league, and it just so happens that all of their 10 seasons have come in a row. Also a very successful franchise championship-wise, though they still haven't won one as a franchise, but participating in the Super Bowl twice, and more often than not, a top team in the league. Back in the early days, in like seasons 5 and 6 and 7, I believe they were second or first in the league. In the regular season, that is. And then you see them making the championships in season 6 and 8, but unfortunately losing both times. So it should be interesting to watch tonight. We've got some of the throwback jerseys as well, but it's just interesting to see, I think, the kind of transformation that these teams have gone through over the years, seeing how the league has changed over the course of the season, and yet these franchises are still here. So course, while the teams that we have are certainly old and established, the maps that we'll be playing are definitely new to the league. We've got, I believe, both of the maps making their debut last season, season 13, and 2 maps that kind of favor, strong defenses. Especially on Cedar, it can be a real game changer if your defense is able to get the resets as they need. Then on the side of Cache, that being the community map introduced last season, making its return in season 14. Definitely a still a work in progress for teams trying to figure out their best strategies. We saw in the center of attention Symbolian Pirates game a little while ago. It was very, very difficult for Symbolian Pirates to get a steady reset, and I think on this map in particular, perhaps more than others, a team's ability to get that reset is kind of going to dictate the direction that the game goes. Alright, just waiting on the teams to ready up here. Again, we'll have Protag and it looks like Aaron tonight for the offense for Ghostboosters, with and the Fed or CB13 playing with Sharatino on defense for Ghostboosters. Then on the tier side, we've got CCJ's mom, also known as Spjork, playing with Goober on offense. And again, the defensive pairing of Big Bird and Yank for tiers. Didn't see your thing. You're just getting started here. You can just talk, man.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. It's definitely pretty much like the marquee matchup of the day. Although I think Blockwork Orange is going to be a good one as well. I'm playing Tandrew's team.
Yeah, and that's kind of an interesting thing about the new scheduling system, is that hypothetically this week, if it continues, you're going to get close matchups, right?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to if Ghostboosters ends up playing Blockwork Orange.
Yeah.
That's Protag looking for the cap there with help of CB13 on anti, but Goober was able to hold long enough, though he will be returned. Things going back and forth now, though, as Aaron is going to be out past 3, but he'll be returned, as will Big Bird. Ghostboosters looking for the reset. Tiers will get it first, and power-ups are going to spawn up here. Who do you like here for this matchup?
I don't know, but currently I'm tiers with
Sorry, what was that?
past 4.
Yeah.
Currently I'm in tiers with past 4.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think.
I think.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I think my guess is a split based on maps.
Yeah.
Just because I think. Honestly, I think Shara and CB are gonna lock down hard on Cache. And give Pro and A on just a couple chances, and that's all they're gonna need. Whereas in Cedar, I think Tiers will take Cedar, and that's totally not because they're up 1-0 right now.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that happening. To be honest, I can also see Yank and Big Bird like really stepping up on cash though. This Protag looks to get the equalizer, and he will. Power-ups coming up. Aaron looks to be out actually with rolling undefused. This is looking good for another Ghostboosters cat. A bit of a weird play there, but
I think he slowed down in fear of the bomb, but Cher actually had the positioning, so after his hit, he just got in there faster.
So he didn't end up needing the rolling bomb as Ghostboosters take the 1-cap lead. Hey, Aaron with a nice grab, part with the handoff from Protag. Big Bird just misses the snipe. Hey, Aaron looking to make his way around. Gonna get aggressive here. Cooper just able to get the timely grab though, and shake off his chaser as well.
Good chance for Cher. Yeah.
And he will capitalize. Cooper gets the equalizer. CCGA is mine or Spjork.
My goodness, it's back and forth.
Yeah, a good counter cut there by Protag.
I think if Tears got the return there, they would have capped.
Yeah, we saw that a lot actually earlier tonight with like one team having the opportunity, but then it ends up being the other team's cap.
Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely in the nature of this map.
Oh, they have 3 tiebreaks. Holy shit.
So yeah, well, they're able to take advantage of it as Goober's going to be able to get out past 3 now. Aaron the only one ahead. So the Tag Pros end up not doing more harm than good, but Ghostboosters aren't quite able to use them too effectively to make anything happen. Hey, Aaron's going to be the last one alive here with the flag. It's going to be returned, but CB13's in position to get the return. So it looks like both teams should be reset here. As I say that though, Spirit's already passed a few. But he'll be cleaned up.
Contained from Pro.
Yeah. Big Bird gonna pick up a Tag Pro, as will Protag. We'll see what Big Bird can do with his to help his teammate get out of base. Won't quite work out that way though. And Aaron's now gonna be past 3. He was, but Goober just spawns in time. And now Big Bird with the chance to be past a few. Tag Pro still trying to help out Shara get out of base. Protags will run out though.
Oh wow, I thought Goober had a chance to nubs up there. But Aaron had the angle.
Shara with some nice blocks is able to get out past 3 now. Spjork's just gonna play it smart and try to hold here, but Ghostboosters is pressuring him.
I think Shara was looking to bomb Spjork into one of the other defenders there. Didn't quite work.
Shara looks for the kiss, but it's not quite there, so Ghostboosters can't quite get reset yet. And Spjork will have the anti with the Tag Pro, so Yank still has a chance here. Ghostboosters with a better chance though, as most of Tears is dead. Yank's just gonna have to hold around here, but CB's right on his tail. He will get the boost. Shara's gonna be boosted out of base though. And this is still a challenge for Ghostboosters to get reset here. Yank not quite able to take the boost. Goober's gonna hold off Shara there with the bomb, who is able to make a nice boost past the OD, but he ends up getting cleaned up anyways. Both teams still trying to get this reset. No caps are going to be able to happen until they do.
I'd expect some, well, I should hope that one of them, or both of them, are going to start playing anti soon.
Yeah. Looks like
So it seems like that's what's going to take. Both teams have, I mean, like, Ghostboosters have 3 really good flag here, because CB can hold pretty darn well as well. And Pro and Aaron are both good with the flag. So.
Big Bird gonna be the last alive. He's gonna try and buy himself some time, and is just able to get out. Remember last season learning that Big Bird was also really pretty handy with the flag.
Yeah.
Made some big plays. I believe it was in the play-in with Spjork and the 7 Jorks.
Oh, right.
But he will be returned by Protag here as Aaron looking to get out. Cooper's gonna be past a few here. Shara's gonna have to hold. Yank's right on his tail, and this will be a cap for Tears. They tie it up. Bjork looking to make it another one. Aaron in the right position though. And Shara looking to hold his flag carrier.
Have it.
Oh, almost had the interception there on the boost by Goober.
Goober backtracks to the boost.
Oh, a nice move off the block there, but not quite able to finish through. Again, Ghostboosters with the opportunity to pass a few, but their flag carrier, Tears flag carrier just waits long enough for regrab to get there. This is looking good for Ghostboosters though. Protag's got the juke juice. Big Bird playing big though.
That was really huge from Big Bird.
Yeah, nice wraparound off the block there. Protag still with the flag though. CB is gonna peel off from anti. And
just in time too, because I think Yank had Shara and Aaron both beat on the anti there.
Yeah. Shara's still going to be past a few. He's going to take the team tiles though, and Tears is going to be able to catch up with him. So now Big Bird again with the flag. Protag looking to get past a few here. Again, past everyone, but this time no one for Ghostboosters even close to getting the return. It looks like they're content to just kind of play this half out without giving up too much damage.
Tears sweep up though, that could be really big if they can make something of it.
Big Bird chasing with that juke juice, and looks like Tears will be reset. CB's going to have to be the one to make a play here. Getting blocked by Goober though, and Yank's going to be able to take the boost in for the cap.
Smart from Yank there to not try to force the boost where the CB was covering it, just to let his defenders lay down the 2v1 block.
Yeah, for sure.
See a lot of players try to, they see the boost in front of them and like, I gotta take it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Similar to like bombs and stuff. Good gate there by Shar though. Probably good communications from his team to know that the last defender was gonna boost through there. So Ghostboosters was able to tie it up here with a little over a minute to go at the time. Protag caught in between the pup and the return, but he ends up getting the pup.
I don't know how Aaron ended up past 4.
Yeah.
I think he must have gotten a 1v2 grab while they were going for pops or something.
Yeah, that's probably the case.
Because last I saw, he was just like sitting on the button after Protag grabbed, not trying to force it. So may have mixed them up there by not grabbing solo and then going for it when they least expected it. That was a really good hand.
It's going to take another cap here as, again, just somehow past 4. But now Big Bird looking for the counter cap here. Protag in position though. Goober with the last chance of the half, and he will be returned in midfield by CB13. So a 6-4 win here in the first half for Ghostboosters.
Pups look pretty even between both sides, so that's definitely, I think it's going to come down to who's using them, or if either team steps up big, because 2 caps is unseater.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Hold on here.
So what do you think Tears is going to do, or should do to back those 2 caps here?
I mean, to be honest, I think they really could just keep playing their game. So you were right that pups were pretty even. It looks like okay, or it was. Oh, I didn't even fucking change it. Ghostboosters have won out on pups by 1. So, I mean, really the difference there is marginal. It was just that they were able to use them better, I feel like, in the beginning.
Yeah.
And so I really think like if Tears just kind of keeps playing their game and you know, don't try to do too much, you know, I think they can definitely keep it at least tied, if not win.
Yeah, for sure.
I will look for I will say Big Bird and Yank, I think, can do a bit better job of kind of denying Ghostboosters that initial out, because it felt like last game, once they did get out for the first time, it was pretty hard to maintain a reset for at least a couple minutes, and that gave Ghostboosters the chances that they needed.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like I didn't really see that, like, two extended periods of like 2v2 stereotypical like defense.
Just as we say that,
after
though,
the initial bit,
gonna be passed, but Cher makes a nice boost. Pro tag does not.
Pro absolutely kills her.
Right, so Goober now looking for the out, but Cher makes a nice boost again, and Ghostboosters stay reset as power-ups come up. Big win by Aaron in the mid pop.
Yeah, I managed to grab it around like 3 tiers people, I think.
Now CB's going to be past a few. Shara gets a return, and that will be the first cap for Ghostboosters. We'll see if Tears can do what we said and try and get reset here. Power-ups are going to make that a bit difficult, though. Aaron going to be past.
Aaron
not quite
pulled off a really creative double bomb first return. Sorry, I think I just lagged out a bit there.
Oh, you're good. So now both teams will be reset here. Just under 2 minutes past, and Ghostboosters already adding to their lead. Spurok, though, going to try and reduce that lead by taking it to base, but CB13 going to return.
Also double flaccid on the other end, though.
Yeah, and Goober's going to take advantage and bring the equalizer for this half.
Sarah almost just...
the lead back down to... Oh, go ahead.
Shara on his much higher ping almost managed to dangle Yank and Big Bird really bad. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a cap.
CB13 does a little dangling of his own at base, but Tears will be able to get the reset here to lead back up now to 3 for Ghostboosters. Bjork just trying to give himself a little room. Is able to boost around. Goober has the block, but Spjork still not passed. And now Aaron's going to be able to get aggressive here, but Yank just caught up in time, and Aaron will be returned. Good opportunity there for Ghostboosters, but a better play by Tears to prevent it.
Yeah, you saw them going for that kind of 1v1 strategy where you push the defender right through the offensive defense and get them forced to grab and then forced to return. But didn't quite work out there. Whoever was on OD made a really nice grab.
Yeah, I believe that was Big Bird. Was able to hold off the grab. I believe that was... I don't even remember. Shara had made another nice play on defense. But then CB13, I believe, had missed a snipe. Protag with a nice block from Shara there. Is still going to be able to hold, but Spurk is going to be able to clean him up.
Goober's being as patient as can be right now. Knows that they're playing anti. Just camping around that block.
Oh, really nice patience there by Goober. An excellent read on the boost by Yank. And Goober is able to pay off with that patience that you're talking about. Alright, so 2 tag pros now will be the pups for Tears. Rolling bomb diffused by Goober. And Spurok's just going to try and let Goober out of base with the tag pro lead, and they will have that. And a tag pro on base looks auspicious, but Spurok ends up boosting away from Goober. And he will be returned by CB and Aaron. Now Shara's going to be past few, and suddenly the cap goes to Ghostboosters. Again, after a 2 tag pro advantage for Tears.
Yeah, it looks like they just overcommitted with trying to do some thing with the tag pros, and they're just generally stay positionally aware.
Yeah. I feel like you see that a bit more
It
often
happens.
than you'd expect.
Yeah,
Like you said, like
it happens so for some reason too. I feel.
like teams kind of think they have to do too much, and it ends up kind of going the other team's way. Pro tag now, looking to be past Goober. Yeah, he's gonna end up boosting into the spike, or Big Bird that was.
Pro almost grabbed that pup, but they're gonna get it anyways. This is a very good chance.
Yeah,
Oh,
Aaron
nice
not quite
gate.
gonna get the return. I thought he had gotten the tag, but he ended up dying on the gate. And Pro tag's gonna be returned. Good chance now for Tears if Yank can get this reset. But Aaron's gonna protect him for long enough. Pro tag now with the anti. CB's just gonna have to hold around for the return to come. CB's still holding, and now Ghostboosters threatening with this reset. Gonna need just one more return. Make that another now as Goober's able to get out past 3. Pro tag now gonna have to stay alive. And he won't.
Ooh, that was a nifty little boost. Bjork there. Took it off the block.
Yeah.
Turn.
There you go. That's good. Have the telestrator on today. So.
Nice.
Real instructed by me. Alright, so Yank now with a chance. Was trying to get aggressive with the little nubstead, but Shara was able to grab. More tag pros now. Aaron's is going to run out though before he can do much with it. CB's going to end up boosting Pro Tag back a little bit. That could end up proving harmful. Though Pro Tag does a good job holding around. Almost able to take the bomb straight past the defenders, but instead gets returned by Goober. Ghostboosters perhaps misplayed that handoff a little bit. They kind of both went hard for the return away from the flag, and I believe that was Yank was able to get a lot of space on the regrab. Still a tie game here in the second half. Ghostboosters up by 3, make that up by 2, make that 1 as they tack on
Another
one
big
here.
chance. Good grab by Pro there.
And a good job by CB13 to kind of neutralize any chance of Pro Tag getting returned. Make a bit of an errant solo grab though as this tag pro runs out. And a bit of a miscue there on defense by Ghostboosters is going to let Bjork pass a few. Has the boost around, couldn't quite take it off the corner, but Shara's grab leaves him enough space anyways. And now Goober has another chance here.
Take the lead.
Not quite able to do so. The game is now tied though here with just under 2 minutes to go in the second half. And Bjork looking to take the lead now for Tears. Makes a nice boost off the corner to avoid getting returned. Looks for the kiss. I don't know if that would have been good anyways because Tears wasn't really in a position to get reset, but Bjork's still with the flag. Gonna be returned though, and now Ghostboosters working back for the reset.
It's a really clutch little block from Yank there to get Big Bird out. Big Bird some space out past Shara. And
Big
to
Bird
give
will
this
be
counter tap
passed.
opportunity.
But a nice gate from Shara lets Aaron get the return. Both teams just holding around here, not trying to give up anything.
Oh, this is a big chance.
Yank takes the corner off the boost like they tried earlier, and that will be the leading cap now for Tears.
Yeah, and that was just basically like what we were talking about before the game, just staying reset later in the game, not after that thing. And Tears were the ones that got out first and stayed reset longer and got a cap off of it. Pretty straightforward.
Goober has the angle on the boost now, and this will be another cap. Extending their lead now to 2 is Tears. With just under 30 seconds to go, Aaron gonna be past 4 though. Yank almost had the angle. Aaron might have even taken that wider than he needed to. Yank almost caught up with him though. And now Protect's going to be past a few. CB's going to have to do something with this regrab to tie it back up.
Looks like they're going to go for 3 blockers here instead of going for another regrab.
Certainly, I think the better option here. This is their last opportunity, and Tears is going to be able to neutralize it and come away with the win.
Yeah, really clutch one by Tears there, pulling it out. There's 2 caps in the last minute, or minute and a half maybe. I will say though, I think on a map where Cedar, unlike like Cedar, where you can cap in about 3 seconds flag to flag, that it's almost maybe better there to try to catch your opponent off. Because they had like 13 seconds, I think, when CD was bringing the flag.
Yeah, that's fair.
So like,
that's a fair
it's
point.
a very, very small thing. Like, I don't know, probably wouldn't have worked, but I think it would have had a better chance.
Yeah.
Because with trying to block 3v4, plus there's just like, there's no physical space for the balls to move in base practically.
Yeah, that's also a very good point.
But yeah, super close game, and I'm interested to see if the defense, like, see how the defenses play in cash, and how the offenses play. But defense are some biased to think about the defense.
It's a good point though. I mean, I think I'll say what I said earlier in the game too. Once the map comes up here, but there's a point where the defense really has to step up. With like where the offender is, because once they get about to it's pretty easy for them to grab, but once they get to about this zone, I mean, you can see it's like it's right before the neutral boost near the end of the base. Oh fuck, I wasn't even up on stream anyways yet. Let's try this again, please. Once the offender gets about here, for you, it's where the corner boosts start. It's like a critical moment for the defense to get a return, because it's relatively easy for an offender to grab and get a little bit of space, but it's pretty hard for them to get past that kind of entryway in the base.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think that's what you're talking about. That's where defenses can kind of make a difference. So we see here no real outs yet, as Protag though going to be past a few.
Some nice buy from Aaron there.
Protag not quite able to take the boost in. And also, as I mentioned earlier, there's really 2 ways that an offender can kind of try and make something happen if they're coming in, you know, with pace, I guess as the Euros say, with people on their tail. And it more often than not ends up being you just have to like boost straight in with a neutral boost, or sorry, with the team boost. And again, that's where the defense ends up making a difference. Is it usually ends up being like some pretty nice blocks by the teammates, but AA Ron won't get one there by Sheratinho.
Yeah, and I think one of the big things coming in off that team boost, because just by the nature of the map and the angles, kind of like you're almost always gonna have someone close in your tail.
Yeah.
So it comes down a lot to, I feel like, I mean, partially it's luck, but also just, I mean, communication. Perfect world will get the job done for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can say, oh, they're, you know, coming straight out at you versus boost high or boost low or boost anywhere. I like to do, because a lot of the times the OD will line up such that they're just blocking the straight boost and anything else will work, and gives the offense some flexibility.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point as well. All right, so no real scoring chances here yet, as it seems like Ghostboosters have gotten the closest. Goober's going to have a little bit of space to work with here though, but CB is going to take the boost as needed. Spurk with a little room to work now, but he too will be returned, and Ghostboosters look for the reset. On the other side, Yank and Big Bird again doing a good job of locking things down already.
For sure, yeah. I think my guess is that at some point, oh, never mind, CC just did exactly what I said was not going to happen, and gets a nice cap. I was gonna say that normally it comes down to the offense out-timing the defense on the bomb or something like that, but CC made a really nice move up to the boost and split Shara and CB, and got out past 3 for a cap.
Cooper tried to do the same, but the boost not up. And looks like both teams will be reset here. Cooper with a nice block from Spjork, and he is able to get out past a few. This is exactly where the communication comes in that you talked about, but Aaron and Protag able to close in.
Shara also got a huge solo there to keep a reset.
Yeah. Yeah, Shar's made a couple really big solos. As far as I can remember on this map too, but Cedar as well. Definitely coming up big with those like key plays.
Yeah. I had the pleasure of playing like some scrims in ELTP with Shara many seasons ago, and even back then it was just fun to play with him. He's so just fundamentally and like positionally sound in his play that you can just kind of do things, and he'll be there to help you out.
Good chance here for Ghostboosters as Aaron's coming in with the tag pro. CB's going to get the block that he needed to, and Protag will come in with the equalizer for Ghostboosters. That play, I guess, had a little bit of everything too. You had the power-up advantage from Aaron and the really solid blocking by the defense, paired with some good flag carrying, and you've got yourself a cap.
Yeah.
Aaron tries to make a unique boost. I don't know if I've really seen that one that much. Kind of taking it off the pup area there.
Yeah.
But the OD was there for tears.
I definitely think that, as much as I don't necessarily agree with everything that this map stands for, I think it does offer a lot of creativity in bringing the flag into cap, and I'd love to see some more of that this game.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see it work, really, but generally see more of it.
Yeah, as much as I think what you mean by the map standing for is like the creators were having offenders in mind, which I don't really like, but I think it is a valid point that a lot of the maps now have become too defensively minded, where it's like nearly possible for offenders to get out without power-ups, and that just ends up making for some pretty lackluster viewing. So Protag with some really nice moves though. That's gonna be a cap. Somehow gets past the chasers in the mid, and just some nice blocking by Shara and CB leads to the cap.
Yeah, I saw Pro down at the team boost and figured that, I think it was against Bjork, and it was like, looked like they were working on multiple levels of like guessing where the other one was going to go, such that Protag just kind of did something. Oh.
Somehow Goober's going to get around the bomb there and put his team back to a tie. And Spjork now looking for the lead, and they will have the block.
Nice boost there.
Yeah, 2 Flacids, I believe, from Ghostboosters kind of allowed that cap to happen. Protag now looks to be passed to with a couple nice moves. Aaron just needs this return.
You can just get it.
They will get it. Big Bird wanted the kiss there, but not quite able to get it, but he will be out instead. Just as good, if not better. Protag not quite going to take the boost the way he wanted. Cooper,
I hate to see that.
Cooper a little confused there. Yank takes a nice boost to avoid the reset snipe by Protag, but Sharatino will get the snipe as power-ups are coming up. And Big Bird with the only pup that matters this round being the Juke Juice. Aaron with a nice little fake there to avoid the snipes by Big Bird and Yank. Protag giving him a little help in the mid, but Yank is able to peel off the block, and Aaron's going to have some extra work to do. Flacid in the Ghostboosters base. Fucking Aaron. I don't know why I want to say Big Bird. Aaron not quite able to get around the return. That would have been a very good scoring chance though for Ghostboosters. Aaron almost with a nice split, but Tears is able to make the reads and get the reset.
Yeah, I think this map really tests how well you work with your defensive partner in situations like that, especially because basically it's pretty straightforward. You know, there's some Pro just murders Aaron, but there's some boosts and a lot of open space, and just test how well you can communicate and contain, basically. And as I say that, Goober sneaks out past 3 and gets another cap. Put Tears up by 2.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that about the defensive partner too, because it's on multiple levels too. Like, you really have to be on the same page with the bomb as well. Just because it's one of the very few tools leading outwards that offenders can use, as Goober tried to do there. You know, because both the boosts are leading kind of into the base, whereas the bomb is kind of like your direct route out. And so it's really critical for defenders to be able to be not only on the same page timing wise, but also what to do when the offender is gonna take the bomb to try and get a grab out. More often than not, it'll kind of push the offender down like this way, and so usually place for the other defender to be is like a little above it, a little above the flag if you're in the red base.
Yeah. And we're seeing here what we didn't see a whole lot of last game, which is like mid-game extended resets.
Mm-hmm.
I think both defenses have been locked down for probably at least a pup round.
Yep.
Which is kind of more what I was expecting, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Both these defenses are super strong, and from the results this season appear to be working well together, so. Yeah, we see each team with about 3.5 minutes of prevent there, so.
Yeah, so it's about 7 minutes total for all the teams total. Ashera puts up a big game, 25-2.
Wow. CB no slouch either, 13-3. Might not be cynical level, but still is. Nothing to shake a stick at.
Yeah.
On the subject of KD and Europeans, I have this story in my head that I'm not sure that I've heard. I'm not sure if it's a legend or actually a thing, but I'm going to share it anyways. So apparently there was 1 week in ELTP a long time ago, where Fat decided that he wanted to play KD. I think Shara told me this, probably. And apparently that week, which was on Smirk and some other map that was maybe equally spiky, or maybe
it was what?
I don't know. I don't know what the other map was, or maybe it was just that week. I don't know if they did two maps or one. Apparently he went like 61.
Jeez. Overall.
The one was when he lagged by. It was like myth, but I think it actually. Anyways, I need to check the stat books on that, because.
So yeah, I think if you're Ghostboosters here, like you had mentioned about the mid game being reset, I think just in the nature of being down by 2 and Tears having that comeback win in the first half, I think if you're Ghostboosters this half, you like the situation of both teams just being reset for long periods of time, because you know, while it is a struggle to stay reset and wait for your offense to get out, I think that, you know, the kind of potency by Tears offense that they've shown, I think if you're Ghostboosters, you like just kind of trying to wait it out and trying to see if your offense can just take advantage of that one single opportunity that they get.
Yeah, for sure. I think this game will be very important to see who can get that regrab chain going and keep it, because both defenses have really surprised me with how well they've locked down in like 1v1, 1v2 situations, or 2v1, whatever. But the resets have been pretty impressive, honestly, from both defenses. So
yeah, I definitely agree. And so Goober now with the flag, but CB13 is going to lock him down with the boost.
I feel like that doesn't work on most maps. This is the boost backwards and just hope that you end up in the right spot. But
yeah. And I mean, to be honest, even in this map, like, it feels like it usually doesn't work and ends up being a pretty costly mistake. But at least for this game, it's just ended up working really well for both teams.
The second pop round and no real outs for either team. And Tears are just probably going to be content to keep that tag on defense. Yank is not content to keep it on defense and wants to kill people.
So Tag Pro will not really end up being too productive for Tears, as Spurk ended up flacciding and Goober not able to do anything with the handoff. Same story for Ghostboosters with Protag and Aaron. Although Aaron with some space though, Yank able to make the read.
Yeah, and you can really see on that last, I mean, you've seen it a lot, but especially on that last one, you just see these like little intricacies between handoffs, fake handoffs, like when's the return coming, when can I get the grab, and like the defenses are currently outplaying the offenses in that regard, just covering all the options or covering the ones that the offenses are going for.
Yeah, and I think. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and I think I'm curious to see what it'll take to break that. Maybe bomb timers or just a really good run grab.
Yeah. No, I think for sure, like in a stalemate like this, you have offenders trying to kind of suss out the defense and get them to fall either way for a real handoff or a fake one. And Ghostboosters have just been the first ones to kind of get that little edge. But just as we finish that up, looks like both teams will be able to get and maintain the resets.
Yeah, you saw Protag try to come in kind of backward on that last capping opportunity. Did not quite work out against the 3 OD.
Both teams going to try and take advantage of these power-ups coming up here. It looks like Spjork.
Shara, nice pup grab.
Might have a little advantage here, and he will be able to get out past 2. Aaron, though, will be able to do the same. And ends up just being a kiss in the middle. But it feels like both teams are just doing the exact same thing, like either at the same time or switching places. But Yank is finally able to break the stalemate here by taking the boost straight into flag. Big Bird almost with a big boost block there, but it ends up doing more harm than good for his flag carrier. So just under halfway done here. Tears out with a 3-cap lead now. And it's pressure time for Ghostboosters to try and start turning the tables their way. We've seen it's going to take a lot for them to do so with the way Tears' defense has been playing.
Let's see if they can do anything with this from here. Maybe go for anti. Just get the return. That works.
Paper gonna take a bit of an awkward boost. Still alive though, as Aaron desperately tries to get this tag. Big Bird is gonna be able to get out though. Oh, but Sarah catches up. Spurk though now with the space, and the cap will have to wait for Ghostboosters still. Both teams now going for the cap trains, or sorry, the regrab trains. And Goober's still with the advantage. Shara's though going to be past 3. And Goober's going to be able to stay alive, looks like, for long enough. makes the smart play to go back into his opponent's base and bring his defense with him. Alright, so a power-up going to each team here. Shara's going to try and make something happen with this rolling bomb, but Big Bird's going to be past a few. Shara's pinned down in his enemy's base. Trying to make use of the blocks. Might be able to give his team a handoff. But no, Tears is going to be reset. 2v2 blocks. CB can't quite get the return, and that'll be the second cap of the half.
Nice weave from Big Bird there.
Yeah, good team play too. Just kind of forcing Ghostboosters' hand and making them make the mistakes. Now Tears starting to run away a little bit with this one. They're currently up by 5.
5, I think.
Yep.
Is this a chance here though? CB goes for the boost right as Spjork cuts back to not get himself in boost range.
That's power-ups coming up here, going to be crucial for Ghostboosters, but Shara ends up giving a tag pro to Goober. And one will go to Yank as well, as looking good for Tears. Shara will be returned. Goober tries to get the wraparound, but I believe that was CB in the right place. But this will be a tag after the damage done by the tag pros. Or sorry, I think I said this will be a tag. I meant this will be a cap.
Yeah, and just Tears finally caught Ghostboosters like kind of off their game and have been, I think, have kept them off it since.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely been like, you know, as I said, it felt like both teams were kind of doing the same thing, like trading off between, you know, going on hold trains and just locking down. And I feel like it's either kind of like a block fest, this map that is, or one team is kind of like really having the momentum and is holding around, and the latter was definitely true for Tears for what, the last 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
Protag gonna have to make a play here, but ends up trying to boost for the flag. I thought he would try and kind of knock the tag pro away, maybe try and bump into the flag carrier or something. Oh, Shara with a
really
cheeky move there. Yeah, that would have been an insane cap. You saw what he was going for too the whole way.
Yeah, I think he had it.
Yeah.
Well, he had the angle potentially.
Yeah.
But that's really tough to hit for a lot of reasons. Almost thought A run was just gonna block all 3 people, but
Time running down now. Probably mathematically impossible for Ghostboosters to come back from this one.
yeah, 7 caps in 50 seconds. I don't think is possible on any map, especially Cash.
Hey,
Oh, they might get a few.
Yeah, try to at least narrow the deficit a little bit, but Tears is again at the right place.
Yank just intimidates Protag into not grabbing there. That's shows that Pro really just like respects the way Yank's been playing, which is fair because Yank and Big Bird have been playing really well, or did play, I suppose. This is pretty much over.
Yeah. So it's like 2 West Coast sweeps tonight. Definitely lending to the narrative of the Easy East. At least if you buy into that. But again, yeah, putting up a huge game.
Whatever narrative you choose to follow, I think either Easy East or all this Central talent keeps signing up late in the draft and thus ends up stacking the teams. You know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, aside from, I mean, the whole argument itself is, I think, a little stupid, but it's what people talk about anyways.
Yeah, I think in the end, Tears were better than Ghostboosters.
Yeah.
Close game on Cedar for sure. I think Tears just stayed stronger. Maybe mentally on and were able to. I don't think the score was indicative of how close that game was.
And I agree too about the mental part too. I think you know, perhaps like that game 1, half 2 kind of got on Ghostboosters' head a little bit, because it looked like they were not only winning score wise, but kind of like the momentum was still going their way, but to kind of give up the lead like that and end up with the loss in game 1 might have been a little deflating, and I think that might have just worn down overall as the game went on.
Yeah.
Alright, so that'll do it for us. I want to thank Q42 for helping me out big time with the commentary.
Thanks for having me.
I
always appreciate it.
It's not very good having me do it alone, so I appreciate it. Alright, so that will be it for tonight. We'll most likely be back next week with some more matchups. So until then, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Nice.